Добрый день, уважаемые участники.
Good morning, dear participants. I'm happy to welcome all of you. Let's make round of applause to all participants and to colleagues of the panel session. I thank the organizers. As we see, IFC has organized everything nicely and takes care of us from safety point of view, from safety and security point of view. I shall mention that the emergency exits are at 3.2 and 3.3. I hope everything will be fine and that won't be needed. If you need materials and agenda, you can scan the QR code and all photos available. The session today is very interesting. It is about crypto exchange and collaboration with the banks and the pilot project that was related to cryptocurrency, exchange. Today we have wonderful three crypto exchanges, three banks. I'm from MasterCard, responsible for the region of Central Asia. Today is not about MasterCard, but I will be also glad to take your questions. Today with us are representatives of banks, my colleagues. Let's start with Janar Agimbaeva, who is deputy chairman of the Alten Bank. I would like to ask a few questions and hear your responses. We are always interested why you are interested in this project and what happened during the project, what were the achievements, what were the results, maybe some additional things, how the market has changed. And then we will see, maybe there will be more questions. Janar, please. Thank you very much, Rafa. Why Alten Bank was taking part in the pilot projects of the crypto exchanges? Everything which is digital is very interesting for us. It's more about the promotion of the bank, promotion of the products, about new opportunities, about new opportunities for our customers, new contacts. And that's why we have chosen this area. Alten Bank is the first bank that has the license of the IFC. Our branch is opened here, and it was very interesting for the residents and non-residents to start to receive services in such new area as crypto. We are not working with the cryptocurrency itself due to the legislative framework. However, we have found a good partner. It's exchange of ITX, our customer and participant of the IFC. And we have prepared a very clear available process and the product when customers of the bank and the exchange can use this service. As for our achievement, one might think there are not so many achievements. However, it was a pilot and we were developing and doing everything from the scratch. Therefore, three exchanges that we opened, only one of the exchange received the license and went through the whole process. We had the additional functional replenish virtual wallet from ITX, about 300 transactions and payments of the individuals and the entities in national currency and in foreign currency. The process of replenishing is, if you are interested, you can scan the QR or presentation is available. It's a replenishing of the crypto exchange account of the IFC. There are advantages and drawbacks, certain difficulties that we are overcoming. I once more would like to mention the experience that civilized world, let's say, has. We shall not fall behind. It's not that much hype as a new reality that we shall learn to work in, and we shall put everything. We shall put customer above everything. If customer is interested, banks should not stay aside, should be part of it. There is a big number of investors that can be attracted to Kazakhstan, the growth of the economy. And we have shown the process of the money exit. It's also quite clear for passing the floor. I would like to pass the floor. Become the customer of Altanai Digital Bank and replenish your e-wallet. Install application of Altanai, have biometric checks, and to replenish, register at IX Eurasia and have access to the own account. Then you can press the button, show the amount, and choose the account, and then confirm everything with one-off password, and your crypto wallet has been replenished. Everything is in your hand. That's all from my side. Janar, thank you very much. It was very demonstrative. You can see and feel how it works. We also see how Altan works as a digital bank, as one of the first digital banks on the market. It's an interesting trend, and I congratulate you have registered here at IFC. You mentioned ATX, and let's move forward. Artyom Pagasyan, today with us, General Director, who is the head of ATX here in Kazakhstan and in Central Asia. Harutyan, please tell us more about pragmatic experience, how it worked from the point of the crypto exchange. Welcome to all. As it's a certain milestone of the pilot, I would like to congratulate all participants of the pilot and thank our regulator for this opportunity. And during these 10-12 months, it has become possible thanks to their support. We believe that pilot has succeeded because the main task was to replenish and exit fiat means in exchange, and we have completed this task. You can buy crypto, you can sell crypto, you can replenish, and you can withdraw crypto. There are second-tier banks, and we opened accounts in all. We are the only exchange who has so many accounts. That was our initial strategy, to open accounts in all banks to be closer to the customers, so it's convenient and affordable for the customers to replenish and withdraw means. But the deepest integration and deepest understanding is with Altan Bank. With Altan we have integrated and demonstrated that this is possible. Talking about customers, our users are from over 40 countries of the world. We can call our exchange international. 70% of customers are foreign customers, 30% are local retailers, Among legal entities, 35% are the participants of IFC, and 65% are international legal entities. Innovation. We have integration with GSM operators, which allows to replenish crypto exchange through mobile wallets. Integration has been completed, and now we are waiting for the update. We decided to develop custodial services, which is also certain innovation from our part. With that, I would like to turn on our video, please, and give floor to the next speaker. Thank you very much. Harutian, thank you very much. I think let's give round of applause. We'll be back to you with some questions, and we will be taking the questions from the audience. Please prepare your questions. It's interesting to continue the topic of the crypto exchanges. Today with us are Mr. Jaslan Madiev. Many are very familiar with Jaslan. Jaslan, the main question is not about the experience and the pilot project, but Binance between binary companies. Please tell us why you decided to take this project and why Kazakhstan. Why Kazakhstan was selected and chosen as a hub for this part of the world. Please share your view. We'll be very interested. Thank you. Thank you. I thank participants. I thank the moderator, organizers, and guests, and the regulator. In fact, I would like to mention such a small project as integration of the crypto exchanges with banking sector as a locomotive was good to develop such interdisciplinarily areas overall for economic social development. It will have its impact, and I tell you why. Primarily, taking your question, why Kazakhstan? Kazakhstan is the only country in post-Soviet Union area which has had such a progress in regulation and legal framework and development of the market. We have adopted a law on digital assets. We have regulation on the IFC platform, and we are the first country in the post-Soviet Union space that is licensing crypto players. Also, IFC has English law. Our national bank has advanced much with digital tenge and taking into consideration legal, institutional, and other factors. It's obvious that Kazakhstan is the most prepared for such players and accommodating them. Therefore, last year When our founder had visited and met with the president, the agreement was signed with the government to develop Kazakhstan as a crypto hub, develop crypto fiat channels to support human capital development, and develop own products, helping government with the blockchain, and a number of commitments was taken up on. The network of Binance would be working for the sake of the Kazakhstan. During the work with the pilot, we suggested number of initiatives that were piloted in Kazakhstan and even in the world for the first time, with the aim to upscale it to other markets. First, I would like to mention development of the human capital. Several initiatives were launched. First, university curriculum. In December, the program was announced. 22 universities were selected, and the blockchain engineering and blockchain compliance curriculums were launched in these universities. Since February, Binance, jointly with Astana Hub, Blockchain Center, Ministry of Science and Higher Education, we jointly trained 365 professors and lecturers of the university. They will be graduating and getting NFT certificates soon in September. They will be teaching blockchain compliance and blockchain engineering in those 22 universities. As of 2027, there will be about 40,000 new professionals, graduates with those skills and knowledge, and they will be creating this market, creating startups, creating projects, going through incubators and accelerators. Infrastructure of the blockchain will help to shape new projects. B chain is one of the blockchains that we are promoting. It's an infrastructure that will be used for creation of the project. Then they will be attracting investment Binance Labs with the final aim to have innovation in the crypto exchange. Through pilot projects and launching crypto exchanges, we are offering opportunity to entrepreneurs to put and locate their tokens, cryptocurrency, and increase the value and the cost of their company. There are also other initiatives such as hackathons. In February, we converted Nomad Club points into the crypto pilot project. Derives other initiatives and activities, adoption chain, crypto in our country and in the region overall. Our platform, jointly with the Freedom Bank, our partner, is being completed. A crypto fiat channel will be working through several channels, bank transfers and the card aquarium. The peculiarity is the cost will be much lower than what customers use today on global platforms. On bank transfers, there will be zero replenishment, and the withdrawal to the platform will be with zero interest rates, and the user experience will be enhanced, will be the QIC implementing. Technically, this year it's being completed. We will be increasing the range of our products, crypto cards, coins will be listed. Binance today has over 600 tokens listed. We are actively working with the regulator to list those tokens and this cryptocurrency on local exchanges because every token, every crypto exchange has a project tied up. Every project has a value proposition which addresses certain pain. There are highly technological projects. Therefore, we believe that regulator overall has a positive view to develop this industry.
Хочет стать конкурентоспособной юрисдикцией как бы в регионе и в таком широком смысле слова, да, потому что сегодня другие конкурентные площадки есть и Гонконг, и Дубай, вот. Но на постсоветском пространстве, я думаю, Казахстан лидирует, и я думаю, что запуская игроков, якорных игроков, это первенство будет сохраняться. Поэтому как институционально, так и с точки зрения рынка, появления новых игроков, развития человеческого капитала, привлечения инвестиций, у Binance вся эта экосистема есть, и в принципе мы готовы ее делать этот contribution в нашей стране, чтобы действительно стать этим криптохабом, блокчейн-хабом в регионе. Спасибо.
Thank you, Jaslan. The session is being developed very interestingly. We heard Janar from Altin about all the new trends, the trends in digital development, how everything works perfectly. The colleague from the X told about how the projects are developing, and if we have the respective projects being developed in Kazakhstan, it can excellently serve the clients in the country as well as in the region, other countries. Thank you very much, Raslan, for sharing this experience, as well as telling about how all the things can work in terms of human capital. We definitely would like to hear not only about the blockchain projects, but other ones as well. Moreover, we have the support of the regulator, the EFSA, the National Bank, and the other entities. Thank you very much, Raslan. Let's go now further. I can see that other participants are looking forward to speaking as well. Now we have Ablayhan Osmanov, Managing Director of Freedom Bank. Ablayhan, could you please also share with your experience, your projects? Could you tell please what was interesting and what the potential steps are in the future? Thank you very much. Good morning, dear colleagues. I just have one question. Honestly speaking, coming to this session, I didn't expect to have so many people here, since many people know about the cryptocurrencies that we've been having for 10 years, the respective industry developing not only in the country but in the world. I didn't think that we would tell something new, but since we live in Kazakhstan, indeed it is probably interesting. Now I have a question to the audience. Since it's morning time, could you please raise your hands, the ones who at least have any cryptocurrency, who purchased any cryptocurrency, who has any cryptocurrency in your wallet? Jocelyn, I wouldn't believe that you don't have any. By default. 50% have them, and the remaining 50, I think, are still thinking over. So we as Freedom Bank have been referred by different platforms, the registered entities. The processes are ongoing now, and when we were asked about why we need to go ahead, and 50% of the people now consider different options to invest. The audience, I think, would prove that those are about non-standard approaches. The people who do that now, they understand probably their risks, the investment revenues they can get in the nearest future, and I think it would be silly not to take that into account, the client demand from the market, the respective demand. Moreover, take into account that now the regulator, the agency of regulating, developing the financial markets, the National Bank, the AIFC, support the trend and try to get into that pilot project, and Freedom Bank as investment bank, as you might probably know, are building our own digital ecosystem. And we would like to get into that story, not just as a trend, but together with Binance to come up with an easy, understandable way to have operations between the wallets, quick deposit and withdrawal of funds, investments. Here I would like indeed to thank and even to calm down our future clients, not only ours, but all the participants of the pilot project. Indeed, the regulator today is very much open and transparent and clearly describe all the processes for the banks, for all the institutions, clients, in terms of the processes that are going to develop further. The role is clear, the notion is clear, it is clear about the controls, about the transfers, and how that can affect the future of the economy of our country. It is clear how the crypto works now, the risks are clear, and probably if we are to participate in the pilot project, then we would be potentially be able to work out a single position together with the regulator in terms of how the market is going to develop. Speaking on international markets, large cryptocurrency organizations, I would like to tell, today they indeed know the trend of Kazakhstan in terms of regulating and making the processes clear for the crypto industry development in our country. It is clear that we have many open questions, the matters of taxation, certain control operations, but I think that in general we would be able to work that out further in terms of the development strategy. That is why that is called a pilot project that would allow us to find out the respective matters for the development of the market. I think that's logical, since a few years ago we came up with the legislation on the crypto mining, the regulations on the market emerged. In the past it was in the shadow, the miners used to receive revenues, but the budget didn't have income. And I think that now, I wouldn't say that now we are illegally pumping funds into the crypto industry, but with the introduction of the pilot project, I think many of us would like to have that more transparent, open. And that's about a respective tool. In Kazakhstan we have Binance. Jaslan, if I'm not mistaken, that's a separate Kazakh platform that would allow to have the respective activities. We have the ATX, other crypto exchanges, and I think we as pilot banks would be not right to negate that it's easier to get onto a running train rather than catching it up with an automobile or bike. That's our opinion, one of the largest players, an investment bank. Thank you. Abdulhan, thank you very much. We can see the whole group of Freedom commences lots of projects in crypto as well. We maintained many times how the platforms are important, the IX, the AFSA, the IFC. If you were at Digital Almaty, you can recall Natalia, who already demonstrated the first crypto products that were of interest of our president himself. So now we have Natalia Romanska, advisor to CEO Eurasian Bank. Natalia, could you please also share with why such kind of projects are interesting for you, why the pilot projects are interesting for you, what the achievements are, and could you tell also possibly about the changes on the market? Thank you, Rafal. Good morning, everyone. Indeed, I'm very much glad to see such a great interest in this very audience, since already a year ago we entered the pilot project before the official signing of all the official papers. That was, if I'm not mistaken, May 23, we signed the pilot rules. The interest was much less. Why do we believe that the crypto should be paid attention to? That is because since 2008, whether we want or not, the crypto world has been developing as a parallel economy. We can admit that, we can reject that, close our eyes on that. Different people have different treatments on that issue almost in every country. Kazakhstan had two alternatives. The first one is, as many other countries do that, by pretending it's not there, and the second alternative is to become among the countries who would adjust its own economy and to take the new reality and to use it and leave it respectively. We were the first bank who entered the respective pilot project. We were the first bank who announced that we were interested in the crypto and that we would like to help the state, the regulator, so as to ground the crypto onto the foundation that would be beneficial, so that it's going to be convenient for all the clients, that it's going to be reliable. We've been working with Rafal for a long while, so we did the following. Together with MasterCard, we came up with the first crypto fiat process in Kazakhstan. Rafal mentioned that we presented that to the president. A bit later, the BTX exchange, represented by his son, would demonstrate and tell how it happens in reality. So what are the differences from the respective matters? We came up with a real integration. We have the respective purchase of the crypto for fiat money, tenge. Besides that, we also automated the compliance process inside. That's very important. For the regulator, it was first and foremost important to have all the respective risks that they can see, the justified risks to be closed. The crypto now, it's not only investments. The ones who work with the crypto, they know that respectively the transfers that are happening often from a wallet to a wallet, in parallel the opportunities for income. Honestly speaking, I know not the investors who try to save money and receive smaller income afterwards, but the ones who aggressively invest. Now it's the time of entering that into the real economy in terms of the crypto matters. It was pretty much complex at the beginning, first and foremost for the compliance of the banks that could understand that while lacking the legislation at the time, not to have any counterparty to be harmed and not to overburden the clients with the respective processes. The integration is important for us, is because it is important for us, for the clients to have that very much cheap, so we could have attained that. If you to get the money through the cards to the world crypto exchanges, you know about big percentages. We tried and made it as low as possible. Also during Digital Bridge, we announced about another product that we would like to issue another crypto card. It was ready after a few months. So far we are not ready to issue now, since now we are in dialogue with the regulator and we understand to what extent the regulator or not to allow such kind of a product onto the market. Meanwhile, we should note that the regulator is in a very active and amicable dialogue, whereas it doesn't have a position to ban everything, but rather it has a position to think about how to make the clients staying safe. I think now Talgat on his side would demonstrate our integration. Should you have any questions to the bank itself, we would be glad to answer them. Thank you. Thank you, Natalia. That is a very practical, pragmatic experience indeed. You've already introduced Talgat Abusanov a number of times. BQ Eurasia, the crypto exchange registered with the IFC, ETBX. Could you please share with your experience, your project with our audience here? Thank you, Rafal. Thank you. Good morning. Thank you, everyone who are present. First of all, for helping the formation of the crypto community here in Kazakhstan. If not you, it would be much more difficult for us to develop here. As my colleagues already noted, first and foremost, we were provided with the conditions for the exchanges like Binance, Bybit. We heard that they would get to here as well. So when we have such kind of large exchanges entering the market, that's a big indicator of trust and reliability. We are not novices in the business. Before attaining the license in the IFC, we had been working for a number of years in the markets of the CIS and Australia, where we have our offices. And then after a close dialogue with the AFSA and the IFC, we attained the license. I, with reliability, can tell that the regulator is the most client-oriented. We didn't have such an opportunity to communicate with other regulators as we had the experience with the AFSA every day through the phone calls, messages. Definitely there are certain limitations, certain limits, and I'm sure that the regulator does everything for the pilot to develop further, taking into account that, and thanks to the government of Kazakhstan supporting the crypto industry, and that due to that, the country, Kazakhstan, became the first in the region that develops the whole region. As Natalia mentioned, the crypto industry is going to go further all across the globe. It's developing all across the globe. That's the reality. Indeed, exchanges, companies shut down in different countries, but that's primarily due to the breach of the regulations, the respective legislations. That's why we communicate a lot with the regulator, have the respective audits, many of them, so as first and foremost to have your savings safe and secure. We position ourselves as a Kazakhstan-based crypto exchange that launched the respective fiat transactions, what Natalia mentioned. Given that you have a pretty big number of users, once they heard that it was allowed legal to buy the cryptocurrencies in Kazakhstan, giving the small percentages as commissions, the clients from the CIS and foreign countries, many other countries, came to us. I believe the industry has lots of positive perspectives since the regulator, the bank support, that since everyone is involved into that process, the Eurasian Bank has been the first one who supported us. We also are discussing the integration with the Alten Bank. That's why I believe that the range of products and services would be extended for our clients. Besides that, we have certain limitations in terms of the cryptocurrency purchases. I would like to tell that that's a safety measure for the clients. Nevertheless, I believe everything is going to develop further, and I believe once we are going to have the crypto card launched, then I would believe Kazakhstan would be the first country in the world that would totally legally allow to have the respective cards through the banks, not the payment operators registered somewhere in offshore zones, but through the banks. For that, definitely the banks conduct negotiations with their own regulators. We have our own regulator. I think that together with your support, your feedback, in the next year, we are going to have even more results, successes. I'm sure that other large exchanges would apply for the licenses in Kazakhstan, since in the world crypto community, Kazakhstan is at the forefront due to the very clear legislation here, a very clear market, and in principle that's a pretty big step further. Now I would like to launch the video clip. It's a short one. It is about how the sales and purchases are conducted for the cryptocurrencies. One of the major conditions is that the client should be a client of Eurasian Bank. The second point, that it should go through the compliance audit in the bank. That it means that he should verify the respective sources of income, and then he can buy the respective currencies respectively, any currency. Can we have the video clip, please?
Процесс, как
You can see the process, how it works in our exchange. If you are not familiar, you can go and see. It's easy, it's intuitive. We developed it jointly with the Eurasian Bank. It's very clear and enjoyed by our customers. But you have to be the customer of the Eurasian Bank, and the ones that have been through the SARA compliance check. After that, anyone can sell and buy, but limit is 1,000 USD per month. It's a limit that is set by our regulator, and we follow this limit. Rafal, thank you. Talgat, thank you very much. We thank all colleagues because all those projects have become more clear to us. We see that it is support for the economy and community Kazakhstan. Colleagues, we have about 10 minutes. Now you have a unique opportunity to ask questions. Please introduce yourself and give your short question to the participant. The mic is in the room. Colleague from the further row. You can hear me? Yes. My name is Sarkisyan Livon, a Sky Atlas partner company. Our company is very interested in limits. If limits are increased in the future, and what other timelines this year, or financial monitoring will see some other options. Companies that will be working on the territory of Kazakhstan as a part of the pilot projects and then increase the limits. I would say a good question, and we are all interested. Good that IFC or AFSA is here. I can take this question from point of view of bank. Rafal mentioned right, it's more a question to regulator, but as we work closely, we know everything about qualified, non-qualified investors, and everything about working with legal entities. As for expanding limits for individuals who would like to become qualified investors, from IFC there is approved questionnaire that customers shall fill, answer the questions, and get the qualification. National Bank recently agreed this questionnaire, and it was at the stage of the revision and confirmation. In the nearest time, it will be not in years, most likely a month. I myself asked this question in the National Bank, and as for legal entities, for companies, when we were asking a regulator, and when I was as a bank, I'm talking about Kazakhstan, a regulator, it's a central bank, financial monitoring agency, and we do not plan to see companies as residents for pilot projects because there are high risks for the economy that are still not mitigated and hedged. Therefore, regulator is more conservative on this. Crypto exchanges point of view, we daily talk and discuss with 5 regulators here. For non-qualified, it's 1,000 USD per month. You go test online, and then it becomes non-limited. Test is 10 questions online, and there is another type, the source of the origin. In the past, even if you put one tenge, you had to provide the source of the origin of the money. In the last 4 months, we worked with regulator, and we now have 1,000 USD, not one tenge, and we see that this limit will also be removed for non-residents at the beginning. So all of it works well under the currency legislation because the control and everything is already embedded into the legislation, not to limit the limits. And we think it's a good, positive approach. Our vision is there should be less restrictions. Market is developing. It will be developing further, and there is no point to restrict it. On the contrary, you need to liberalize it so that users use local platforms, and the local platforms naturally need to be more attractive than global from regulation point of view, cost of point of view, reporting point of view. If users come to local platforms, they will be working through licensed bank, and the all process will be in regulated space, and then we'll see the white apart from gray. I think authorities, regulators are interested, and cryptocurrency and market players, if it's clear rules of the game. We are working daily when it comes to the limit, and interested to expand them and harmonize with the best practices. Thank you very much for the questions, colleagues. Thank you for the questions and answers. You can maybe talk further, finding each other in the audience. My question is to banks. Eurasian crypto card, is it a crypto wallet called, or and how are you going to address the risks, scorching problem, and to Altenay Bank that you shouldn't you cannot do peer-to-peer. Thank you. Short answers, if possible. Crypto card is a product available all over the world. Many countries issue it. It's not paying with the crypto. There will be not turnover of the crypto in Kazakhstan. It is payment in fiat money in tenge. It will be mutual balance between bank and exchange, fiat money from exchange, and the exchange has transaction in cryptocurrency. There is no transfer from shop or from customer in Bitcoin to USDT. Seller gets money in tenge. As for risks, I have 40 seconds, so maybe I take time of the colleague if I make more comments. Peer-to-peer payments, there is nothing new in usual life in the conventional bank. The third party's payment is also related to compliance, to the legislative framework, and to the requirement to the bank correspondence. Thank you, Janar. Maybe the other questions will be asked informally. The colleagues, thank you very much for the participation. Let's enjoy the other sessions. We thank organizers for the sessions and thank the panelists. Thank you.